Hello guys and welcome to
Kaliko TV.
Ang ating pag-uusapan ngayon ay tungkol sa use of appropriate tools. So, in basic hand tools, meron tayong driving tools and under it, meron tayong screwdriver. So, how are we going to use properly the screwdrivers? First, choose the right screwdriver to use depending on the screw slot. Next, always remember clockwise turn is screw tightening while counterclockwise is loosening. Next, if you will fit screw without a hole, it is better to put a dent that will serve as a guide to avoid slipping of the screw that might cause damage or accident. Always make sure your screwdriver is 90 degrees or straight downward to properly fit the screw. Make sure that in your position, you have a good grip of the handle of the screwdriver. This will make your work efficient and avoid accident. Do not use the screwdriver as a chisel. This will ruin the tip of the slotted screw. If the tip of the screwdriver is detachable, make sure that the detached tip is properly fit to the slot of the driver. If the screw is already stuck due to rust or oxidation, do not force to loosen the screw. Use WD-40 if possible or oil to loosen the rust and not to ruin the head of the screw.
Hours later.
Ang galing mo talaga, bright ka!
Avoid leaving the screwdrivers on the floor. It could cause accident. Remember, the tip of the drivers are sharp or pointed. Never keep your screwdriver dirty and or with rust. Wet with water and other corroding chemicals. It will corrode your screwdriver. So we have soldering tools. Under soldering tools, we have soldering iron. In using the soldering iron, make sure that the tip of the soldering iron is clean and pointed. Use the prescribed wattage or power depending on the task to do. Normally, 30 watts is the recommended power of the soldering iron. Never leave your soldering iron plugged whenever not in use. It might overheat and might cause accident or worse, burn your house. Be mindful of putting the iron to the stand. Bear in mind that the plug and wire of the iron are susceptible to be burned by the hot rod. Never prolong the contact of the soldering iron to the electronic components. This will burn your components or even the PCB that you are using. Make sure that the stand is firmly assembled before using it. If screws are not properly tightening, it might not hold the hot iron properly and will pose danger. Never place the stand at the edge of your table or in an uneven surface, simply because it might fall or tumble. Always check if the cord of the iron is not tangled to the stand. Surely, if this is the case, the stand will be pulled toward you and might fall on your feet. In using the soldering pump, use the pump accordingly by melting first the solder before the suction. Never leave your pump with solder reside. This will clog your pump and later damage it. Do not simultaneously use the pump and iron, for the tip of the iron will melt the tip of the pump. Always do some 2 to 3 times declogging before performing the suction. Apply enough pressure to the splicing tool. Do not apply too much force if you will just strip the insulator. Make sure that the splicing tools are sharp to maintain good quality of splicing. In cutting wires, always use the at-par splicing tools. Never use the small ones for big wires or vice versa. It will be either too hard to strip and or cut the wire. Position your fingers away from the sharp part of the tools. There are times where the user forgets the safety in using these tools, which results to an unfavorable condition. In stretching wires using long nose pliers, be careful not to break the strand of wire. It will result in loose connection. Never cut the wires in position directly to your eyes. After cutting the wire, there is a tendency for it to fly towards your eyes and might lead to an accident. In using the drill, make sure to use the correct drill bit before boring the PCB. Tip to consider: compare the size of the legs of the component to be attached to the circumference of your bit. It is better if the drill is the same size as of the legs of the components, but not too small or not too big. Upon attaching the bit to the driller, make sure that it is not inclined but straight, for the bit will be cut off into half. Assure that tightness of the lock of the drill is enough to hold the bit even at intense pressure. Slack tightening will withdraw the bit abruptly. That may cause an accident. As much as possible, drill holes in an even and not slippery surface. This will provide you a nice foundation of drilling. Hold the drill firmly during boring holes. Electric drills and other power tools recoil considerably enough for you to drop if not properly handled. Playing should be forbidden around sharp and cutting tools. Before choosing what cutting tools to use, check first the materials to be cut. This encompasses the hardness, thickness, and the size. Wrong choice of tool will always result lapses. You should use only quality tools that are sharp and in good condition. If a tool is defective, dull, or better not to use it and find a replacement. Always cut away from your body and face. You never know what will happen abruptly, so it's better to be safe than sorry. Cut debris might fly away in some cases. That is why it is not advisable that your face or body is exposed in this condition. It is indeed easy to cut if you are close to the material, but too risky to do it. That is why practice and mastery using cutting tools is important. The safe way to work with a sharp or cutting tool is to concentrate on the task at hand, making straight, even cuts without rocking, prying, or twisting the tool. Hammering or applying excessive force or pressure to sharp and cutting tools can cause them to slip. Keep in mind that some materials or outdoor conditions can also make tools slippery.
Alright, so sana may natutunan kayo sa lesson natin for today. And see you guys sa next video. Goodbye!